Hello and welcome. You're with IndiaPostLive.com, India's first live web television portal, and it is a conversation portal where you can join us live as we talk on various issues. You can send us your posts, your tweets, your video and audio comments, and you can simply participate and be the voice yourselves. We are only here to tell you what people are talking about. Of course, we also have online guests, experts who are there to clarify whatever is in the minds of the people. So the bugle has been sounded. This February 7th is the day Delhi goes to polls. Counting is on the 10th of February. You will remember that in the December 2013 elections, the Aam Aadmi Party won 28 seats in the 70-member assembly, formed a minority government with outside support from the Congress. The government lasted 49 days. It was a brief rule. It was a controversy-ridden rule. The people of Delhi who had welcomed AAP and showed so much faith in the government, definitely felt let down. So will the people of Delhi forgive AAP and give it yet another chance? The BJP, will the BJP be able to ride on the Modi wave, ride on the plank of development and the fight against corruption, or is the challenge harder? The Congress was in rule for 15 years. Do they even exist in Delhi now? Sheila Dikshit is not contesting, Sandeep Dikshit is not contesting. Ajay Makin lost his parliamentary seat. He is back to take on things at the helm of affairs, but will it make much of a difference? These are the issues we're going to talk about. Why should people vote for these parties? Now, I have with me from the BJP Dr. Ijaz Ilmi and from AAP Somnath Bharti, who was Delhi's former law minister. Welcome to both of you on India Post Live. First of all, Dr. Ijaz Ilmi, let me come to you. Why should I vote for the BJP?
The reason that he should vote for the BJP is that we believe in giving a responsible government which can do justice to the aspirations of a youthful mini India, because Delhi signifies people from all different states who live here, and on the plank of stable development-based agenda, we are seeking vote and this mandate from the citizens of Delhi, and we intend to work very, very hard to implement their dreams and aspirations and to make Delhi into a world-class capital and to fulfill the needs of the common man of Delhi.
Okay. Somnath Bharti, do you think Delhi is ready to take you back? It is a relationship that might have just gone sour. Do you think Delhi will take you back?
Thank you, Nilanjana, for giving me an opportunity to answer this question on your portal.
Yeah.
This question we have been, hearing for quite long. And, each time the people themselves have been responding to this question. In Delhi, people are ready to give up a full 5 years chance to serve. What has happened in the past, if you look at BJP's 7 year of MCD governance, that gives the entire scenario of what can they do in the name of the governance. Today itself, I was just told a local councillor of BJP has slapped the engineer of MCD because he was doing his duty. The problem there is that BJP has spent on all accounts. Our 49 days of governance has shown the tailor that what all we can do, how can we reduce corruption, how can we halve the electricity bill, how can we increase the faith of the people in government schools, how to better government school education, how to better government hospital facilities, how to make medicines available for the poor, how to ensure law and order in place, how to ensure women's security to be tightened further. This time we have already given the charter that what we will do for the youth, what we will do for the women's security, what we will do in the area of education, healthcare, anything. Entire Delhi has been, will be made Wi-Fi free. Delhi is going to be secured using CCTV cameras.
Right.
The BJP has been seen and tested and tried for the last 8 months. We have all seen a bunch of lies were spoken, and then that's how we all feel cheated in the name of governance. What all they have delivered so far: girls can't wear jeans, girls cannot use mobile phones. Hindu women should produce 4 children.
5.
What all they have not said?
Right. Okay. Okay. You have conducted an internal survey in which, it was found that your AAP has a clear lead in economically backward, less educated sections, the slum areas, the Dalits, the Muslims. But your biggest challenge is wooing the middle class and the upper middle class. Now, in an electorate of over 13 million, that constitutes more than 17% of the population. Before I bring in Dr. Ilmi to counter what you just said, how do you plan to woo the middle class and the upper middle class, Mr. Bharti?
See, this recent statements of Sadhvis and Sadhus and Sakshiji Maharaj, they have already put the people of middle class and upper middle class absolutely off BJP. Yesterday I had gone to Sarvapriya Apartments. My friend Azaz is there. Now he can go and check. Sarvapriya Apartments is in Delhi.
Yeah.
Out of 86 flats, 85 they gave me sweets. The woman of the house, they offered me sweets. They said, we are sick of BJP's such statements. We can surely see what sort of governance they can give. They have already tasted BJP length and breadth in MCD for last 7 years. MCD has now become Maha Chor Daku because of BJP councillors. They have already given Delhi a big, a very miserable life. Nothing works. Not even an iota moves in MCD without corruption, without money. And people have tested our time when MCD has started working without money, when police has started working without money, the Rishwat Khori had come to an end.
All right.
Electricity was halved.
Okay, Dr. Ilmi, let me bring you in now. Do you have something to say to counter what Mr. Bharti is saying, number one? And number two, when it comes to the BJP has promised measures for ensuring safety and security of women, setting up a helpline to lodge complaints if services are not implemented. However, the point that, Mr. Bharti has raised, these statements of a Hindu woman, having to bear 4 children, well, later it became 5 children. Do you think that, as Mr. Bharti is saying, that has put people off from your party?
I'll reply to each and every charge of Mr. Somnath Bharti to the best of my ability. All the self-certificates that the Aam Aadmi Party gives itself, their survey shows that the people have decided that they will do this. I would ask Mr. Bharti to hold his horses, wait for the elections on the 7th. Let the people of Delhi decide. Instead of speaking for the people of Delhi, let the Delhi people speak for themselves by voting and certifying, giving certificates. Don't be in a hurry to give yourself self-certificates. On the issue of governance, the only electricity pole that they put up was the one Mr. Kejriwal climbed and cut the wires off. In 49 days, not a single electricity pole, not a single water tap was put. Delhi has the issue of has a water problem, issue of water supplies. When we are getting the Haryana water to Delhi, they have an issue. When we put up 6 power stations, they talk about MCD. The 6 power substations, which will cater to over 2 lakh people, have been done by the union government, which indirectly controls Delhi. So we're talking about governance out here, not anarchy. And Mr. Somnath Bharti has spoken about all the objectionable statements. Whenever a BJP MP has spoken out of turn, been pulled up, and as far as other organizations, right-wing organizations that you have talked about, we have nothing to do with them, and we denounce any statement contrary to the stated policy of the BJP.
All right, what you just said, you are distancing yourself from the statements of people like Sakshi Maharaj and the rest of them, that's fine. But the point is that do you think the BJP is slightly worried? It does not think that the fight is going to be as easy. Imagine Mr. Narendra Modi making a personal snide, a personal attack on Mr. Kejriwal, the word you used, calling him an anarchist, saying that he should...
No, I want to answer this question. Niranjana.
Yeah, sure.
Very clearly. Mr. Kejriwal himself in a press conference calls himself a self-confessed anarchist, and Mr. Modi speaks the same language and says that Mr. Kejriwal personally said so.
Joining the Maoists?
No, he said if he wants to be anarchist, he should join the Maoists.
Yeah.
He said, Mr. Kejriwal, we haven't called him an anarchist. Mr. Kejriwal takes great pleasure and pride in calling himself an anarchist. So what do you do with a friend who believes in anarchy? We want a responsible, stable government. If they want to have an anarchist role, they can do that. At least in Delhi, don't hold up the Republic Day celebrations. Do your dharnas for issues, but don't impact the pride of this nation, and do something for the country, for the people. Don't just every day you put allegations against so-and-so. You have the bank accounts, free industrialists. everybody's a chore, everybody's a daku. You are the clean people, but you are the ones who will make citizens of Delhi. I mean, you don't want to put an electricity code for them.
Okay,
I'll ask you a question.
Mr. Bharti, Mr.
Yes.
Bharti, the BJP is saying that it will counter AAP through doable schemes. Go ahead, please.
So one thing is very clear at this moment, because Mr. Narendra Modi in his speech did make it clear from his point of view as well that this time it's BJP versus AAP. Congress
Yes.
is gone from the scene. One.
Has
Number
it?
two,
Are you sure?
kind of. That's what, because see, the idea is that I have been seeing Mr. Ajay Makan has been given the responsibility to revive the Congress.
Yes.
But I wish him luck. But he has a very, very challengeable and almost next to impossible task. Number two, the kind of language which Mr. Narendra Modi used that day, it does give clear indication, and the kind of presence of the people which they were thinking it to be a gala event, they could not even fill 1/4 of the ground, has clearly brought out in reality, Delhi is not at all going to be accepting 7-year rule of MCD of BJP in Delhi government. If you look up, if you see, Mr. Ijaz, can you respond to one point-blank question? Can you
Yes,
even
sir.
go and ask people of Delhi that, look, I have given excellent performance in MCD for last 7 years. Vote for me, vote for us, for Delhi government. If you can answer this question, just this question.
We went to this election on the basis of 7 months performance of Mr. Narendra Modi, which is accepted by people of Maharashtra, Haryana, and Jharkhand.
So
Mr.
again, you
Bharti-
are riding on the Modi. You are riding on the Modi wave. You're saying you will come to power on the
He's
Modi.
He is the face. His work culture is the BJP's ideology, and that is why we are working on it. Secondly, Mr. Subrat Bharti.
So you're
I am
not even
in a
declaring a
position-
chief ministerial candidate. You're going the way you went in Maharashtra. You're not even declaring a candidate till you find out
Yes.
how well you do in the polls. If you
Yes,
don't do so well, it has to be a seasoned leader. If you do very well, it can be anybody, like you did in Jharkhand or Maharashtra.
It's called, we empower our MLAs who get elected. People like ML Khattar for the first time. He was the first time MLA. Mr. Fadnavis, nobody really knew about him. He wasn't a real old leader. But that's called empowering people. That from the common
But
pool of
you're
MLAs.
not responding to that 7-year of rule of yours in MCD. How will you explain that?
The MCD elections, the people of Delhi get a chance to choose
No,
the kind of
MCD
government.
He's asking of the performance of the MCD over the past 7 years. Mr. Bharti is asking you that. The BJP's performance over the past 7 years and not just the recent Modi wave. That is what he's asking.
The performance of the MCD for the last 30 years has not been up to the mark. Everybody who rules MCD faces problems, faces flack on drainage, on supplies and road building. Okay, so we may not have done very well, but we are going to this election on the basis of Mr. Narendra Modi's performance and what we believe that a responsible, stable government can do for the aspirations of the people of Delhi.
Right. So, Mr. Bharti, it is like I said. It is like I said. It is the Modi wave. Now, let me ask you one question. You have promised to make Delhi a free Wi-Fi zone. How exactly are you going to do that? What is the strategy?
Asking me?
I'm asking you, sir. It's your promise, your party's promise.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
See, what we have already calculated.
Huh.
My own constituency, I started with my own constituency first because Malvinagar I had declared it to be a free Wi-Fi constituency. The total cost which was coming to us was 70. Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Am I audible enough? Can you hear me?
I can
Hello?
hear you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was saying that my own constituency was costing me somewhere around 70 lakhs of rupees a year. And that's not a big thing. Okay. The entire delivery of government schemes and entire accessibility of the people of Delhi, their connectivity to government schemes, and they being available all the time without thinking about internet on their mobile phones, is going to do miracles. And I have already tested and tried in my own constituency in a smaller manner, and it's literally working. People are literally loving it to be the thing which can be given by government. Entire Delhi has been mapped. Every technical glitches has been addressed. Everything has been prepared. I had moved an application to Honorable LG to allow me to use MLA-led fund. He had technically not approved, but then he had said that, yes, I'm in agreement with it. No government, the moment you come in the government, you can do it on your own.
So who pay, you know,
So
the 70 lakhs per year that you've talked about in your constituency alone, where does the money come from?
the money is, I said, if you look at, I'll give an example. The moment we decided to cut security of chief minister and ministers, we had saved 350 crores a year.
Okay.
The kind of money which we are saving from the wastage of money by so-called MLAs and MPs and councillors and ministers and chief ministers and bureaucrats on security issue only would give us enough money for doing many things. Another example I can give you: when I was in the government, animal husbandry was given 1,500 crores. Where do they spend this money? If somebody, the way we had the way we had decided to be in the government, that time I realized money is just going it's being wasted on on almost a policy which would be of no benefit to the people of Delhi.
Okay.
Money is available. I have seen with my own naked eyes that enough money is available if we can cut those expenditures on non-issues.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I think we have enough
Okay, I
money
get your point. I get your point. I get your point. Dr. Ilmi, the BJP, of course, the AAP's challenge is, of course, getting the support of the middle class and the upper middle class. And Mr. Bharti said that the recent statements by the affiliates of the BJP, the Hindutva groups, has kind of alienated, a point which you may or may not agree with. But your biggest challenge definitely remains the underprivileged class. You have been accused of clearing away slums. Yet in your election promises, you say houses for all slum dwellers by 2022. So how exactly are you planning to do that, number one? And also a 24-hour power supply that you talk about. Don't you think these are promises which are very far-fetched? Because you talk of doable schemes, doable promises. How exactly do you plan to do? Let's just deal with these two things now. Slums and 24-hour power supply.
A 24-hour power supply is not a very difficult thing to do in a state like Delhi. Delhi has enough electricity. You need to cut down the transmission losses, the distribution losses, and you need to give people a choice of choosing their own consumer supplier. Secondly,
what about theft? What about theft? Theft, that's a huge challenge in Delhi, right?
Loss and distribution losses include thefts and losses, online losses and inline losses. So these things are obviously something only somebody who's diligent enough and who wants to has a work culture to go to the bottom of it in a hard, painstaking way can get to the bottom of this. And the BJP has the capacity and the coherence on governance issues to look at this. That is why 7,700 crores has been earmarked for updating the entire electricity supply of Delhi. You've seen these being announced by the power minister. On the issue of slums, we've talked about making Delhi slum-free by having pakka houses given to the slum dwellers. Yes,
the AAP is challenging that. AAP has been saying that you have been clearing out slums and people have been rendered homeless.
There were slums occupying DDA land, and DDA took an initiative. We asked the DDA to stop this action because the government was coming up with a defensive policy on illegal colonies of regularization, which is why this action was stopped and was required to be stopped. And now Mr. Modi has said from the Ramlila grounds that we intend to give pakka houses and we make Delhi slum-free. It's a doable agenda. You need somebody to do it. As long as the people of Delhi put their trust in the BJP, as in other places, we'll be able to do it. And we need the cooperation of people in doing something as gigantic as this. Mr. Somnath Bharti, my advice to you is don't have so many laddus and sweets in advance. Wait for the people of Delhi. Wait for the people of Delhi to give you the votes. You're already celebrating and having 85 laddus and mithais in Sarvapre we have.
He's even counted the number, my God.
That's what he told me, that's what he said. Wait, you'll get indigestion. Take your time. Let the decide.
All right. Mr. Bharti, very quickly your response to the issue of slums, because I will have to bring in a participant now who will have some questions for you. Very quickly.
See, the idea is that what I have witnessed as an MLA and as a minister, that the governance structure which these parties have into the state of Delhi doesn't have the common people in its center. They have made जनता मंगता. जनता के हाथ में उन्होंने कंट्रोल पकड़ा दिया है.
हाँ.
इन कभी भी मेरठ क्षेत्र जो है सीवर, पानी, रोड, ड्रेन्स, पार्किंग, ट्रैफिक कुछ भी नहीं काम करता और अधिकतर सारे काम एमसीडी के हैं और एमसीडी ने बिल्कुल आग लगाई हुई सब कुछ पे. हम चाहते हैं कि जनता मालिक बने. जनता should become the owner of the entire process. The MLA is he's given a job. Employer is Janta. I'm the employee. Whether it be question of slums or it be the question of unauthorized colony or it be the question of crowded areas like Malviya Nagar, the market, the parks and parkings. In my own constituency, there is a parking made by the BJP. 4 times. 4 times they inaugurated. I have declared it to be structurally defective. I don't understand what sort of people they are. What do they want to do with the power?
Okay.
Everything they have ensured it to be a vote bank politics. They were all sleeping by now, and the receipt of it.
Do you think incidents like Trilokpuri will work in your favor and work against the BJP? Do you think incidents like the communal violences, clashes that we saw?
Let me guarantee you, I'm going to be here, Ajaz is going to be here, you're going to be here, Nilanjana, in the time to come. It's only a question of 25 days now. You will see Delhi across all sections because they've seen that how deceitful these people are. In fact, Mr. Modi, from the stage of Ramlila, he was saying that it is a rumor that the retirement age has not been reduced from 60 to 58, while Chief Minister of Haryana was sitting there. Today, the newspaper was saying that it is a blatant lie spoken by the Prime Minister. What should we do? By lies after lies are being said by the Prime Minister.
Let me bring in Aneet Mittal now. Aneet Mittal has sent in a participation request and he has something to ask. Aneet, welcome to India Post Live. Can you unmute your mic first?
मेरा क्वेश्चन सोमनाथ भारती से है. उनसे ये पूछना चाहता हूँ आपकी पार्टी का जो गवर्नमेंट जॉब में रिजर्वेशन है, जैसे कांग्रेस की हुई है, अभी कास्ट बेस्ड रिजर्वेशन ही रखेंगे. आप जो सरकार में आते हो तो इकोनॉमिकल वीकर को देंगे.
Can you repeat the question, Aneet? एक बार और.
हाँ जी, क्वेश्चन ये है, जैसे गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स में कांग्रेस सरकार के होते हुए जो रिजर्वेशन है वो है कास्ट के हिसाब से रिजर्वेशन देती है तो सरकारी नौकरी में. मैं भारतीय तो पूछना चाहता हूँ आपके मैनिफेस्टो में जहाँ आपकी पार्टी क्या करेगी, इकोनॉमिकल जो वीकर होते हैं उनको भी रिजर्वेशन मिलेगा. तो जैसे आप इल्जाम लगा रहे बीजेपी और कांग्रेस पे जातिवाद और धर्म की राजनीति करते हो, क्यों आप भी वही राजनीति अपनाएंगे तो उसके हट की कुछ करेंगे?
कोटा इन गवर्नमेंट जॉब्स, मिस्टर भारती.
रिजर्वेशन ऑफ कास्ट बेस्ड और इकोनॉमिकली वीकर.
हाँ, okay, got it. Okay, caste-based quota and quotas for the economically weak people from economically weak backgrounds in government jobs. Mr. Bharti, do you have something? Do you have a yeah?
Itself, I was addressing a group called Juggi Jhopri Jagaran Manch, and they were telling me that they're fighting for the last 30 years. And they told me that Bajpa has been promising them time and again, this time or again promised that they'll give. What I'm saying that मुझे इंटरेस्ट नहीं है झुग्गी झोपड़ी को रखने में, मुझे इंटरेस्ट है झुग्गी झोपड़ी उन्मूलन मंच में. वहां के बच्चे भी पढ़े लिख पाए, वहां के बच्चे भी आईएएस आईपीएस बने, वहां के बच्चे भी लॉयर्स इंजीनियर्स डॉक्टर्स बने. मुझे उसमें इंटरेस्ट. The entire process of this facade, it's a huge conspiracy against people of India and people of Delhi and Goa to keep them respect, because these parties understand if the last people are poor and illiterate, they can be governed. The moment these people get, they become literate, they become rich enough, they become intellectually sound, these people, the kind of leaders which Bajpa and Congress possesses today, they will not be able to survive. The entire success rate exists because people of Delhi and people of India have remained, a large section have been left over to be poor and illiterate. Our entire policy framework is to empower the people from very
economically backward communities,
economically weaker section, disadvantaged people. We need to be working very, very hard
Right.
on government education to be brought to the level of private education. We are going to be working very, very hard to ensure that government hospitals give better treatment than private hospitals. We're going to be working very, very hard to fill in the vacancies of the government, which is probably a lakh number.
Okay.
We're going to work very, very hard to ensure contractual labor comes to an end.
Okay.
We are working. We want to empower the people and give them ultimate power.
Okay, Dr. Ilmi, do you have anything to say to that? The whole issue of jobs in the government sector?
Absolutely, yes. Well, we as a party are mostly committed, and right from the time of the general elections, and since the people of Delhi reposed their faith in us and the trust in us, basically, it's a responsibility to deliver on your promises. The promises of having a sound economy, of getting the economy out of the mess, and also adding in job numbers by working on the manufacturing and Make in India program that we are working around the clock on this, and people of Delhi understand, which is why people of Delhi have been kind enough to actually seek out the BJP, and we are also doing door-to-door campaigning. And particularly, Mr. Somnath Bharti sounded like a statesman today. He's evolved into a statesman, but it's a very good thing that if all of us can work for the people and let the people of Delhi decide who they want to put in the seat of authority to justify their aspirations and it's basically need-based, but also Delhi is the capital of emerging India, of a giant India waiting to happen, and that can only happen where we work on urban infrastructure, rural infrastructure, as well as work for all sections of society.
Okay, Dr. Ilmi.
Is because don't get carried away by statements made by others. Nobody can put obstacles in the agenda of the BJP for good governance. We will not allow our mandate to be squandered away by any forces, right, center or left.
Okay, Dr. Ilmi, you are a Delhiite, you live in Delhi and you are a BJP leader. What do you think is the biggest challenge for the BJP as far as these elections are concerned?
Well, every election is a challenge, and I
specifically,
I hope no. I think every election is a challenge. I think no opponent is less or more. You should respect your opponents.
But both of you have written the Congress off. Both of you have written the Congress off.
I don't. No, I mean, as an individual or as a political person, I do not write any individual or political parties off.
Okay.
It's for the people to write them off. Okay. The people have to decide these things. Yes.
Okay, so you're saying that you don't see any one specific challenge, for example, catering to the economically backward people, which seems to have.
The biggest challenge is basically security of women, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay,
security of the underprivileged. That is a major challenge. But for that, the government can do a lot of work, but it requires the cooperation of the people, and that is
so
very
you think
important.
women do not? I'm saying for the BJP. What is the challenge for the BJP? You think the women of Delhi are not very sure that they will be safe and secure under your rule? Is that what you're saying?
No, the women of Delhi have faced a lot of insecurity over the last so many years, and Delhi has become has been known to be the rape capital, and the crimes are very, very high.
Yeah.
And so empowering the Delhi police, empowering technology, empowering applications which can help women, putting in systems in place where they are safer, whether they're going in an auto rickshaw or a taxi. These are issues which the BJP is working on.
Okay. Mr. Somnath Bharti, what is your, the survey indicates that your biggest challenge is to woo the middle class and upper middle class, which you have said that, that's no longer a challenge with all the 4 women and 5 women statements coming from the BJP affiliates. But other than that, what do you see as the biggest hurdle in, getting, say, a simple majority or, forming the government?
See, we have been demanding elections since February 14, 2014. And till now, we were the only party which were demanding election. Bajpa was not sure till last moment. In fact, after 10th of January rally of Mr. Modi, they realized that come what may, the Aam Aadmi Party is going to win, so let's have the election at the earliest possible. What a coordination and synchronicity between the Election Commission and Modi's office. That election commission did not announce election.
Don't put allegations. Don't put allegations on the election commission.
Let me 1 second. Hold on. The recent thing that lakhs of voters are fake, and I don't know. Today itself, it was brought to my notice. 400 plus Form 6 forms were all lying scattered outside these centers because they had claimed to be before us. The BJP is now indulging into that dirty trick. And dirty tricks of BJP is going to be playing very, very nasty role this time. I understand that. Because big corporate houses are also involved in helping them to win this election. But nothing will work. Yes, but I understand that my kind of Aam Aadmi Party kind of going to the people is different, house to house, door to door. One way which BJP is going to be adopting 5,000 crores from some crony capitalists, and then they will buy every minute of TV, every page of newspaper, every inch of hoarding.
Baseless allegations again and again.
The way which was never there, which will never be there. People have seen BJP.
Even your own radio campaigns have been aggressive, Mr. Bharti. I've been listening to radio every time I drive, and your own radio campaigns are
radio
also
hoarding.
Yes, so we could manage a little bit because we have to counter. We have to counter BJP.
Okay.
We could manage a little bit because from the people's money, radio campaign and little hoarding space, couple of hoardings.
If you
but
insist,
then,
okay.
Not TV ads and not advertisements in the newspapers, which is going to be the expenditure.
All right. So okay. So the corporatization, you're saying that is your,
Nilanjana.
Dr. Ilmi, go ahead.
Painting every corporate house black with the same tarred brush is a specialty of Aam Aadmi Party. Please do not demean. Don't demean everybody. Everybody is not a daku. You are the only ones who are not very clean.
Okay,
you try to clean yourself from the.
Everybody is not a daku.
Yes, don't
all
do
right.
that.
Final. That was the final word from Dr. Ilmi. Everybody is not a daku. Final word from Somnath Bharti.
Yeah, the people of Delhi is all ready to give us 5 full years of service.
All right. Okay, final word from the common man, final word from our participation request, final word from our participant of On India Post Live, Aneet Mittal. Aneet, इन दोनों की बातें सुन के आपको क्या लग रहा है? किसको थोड़ा सा एज मिलने वाला है दिल्ली में?
दिल्ली में अभी तो कुछ नहीं बता सकते क्योंकि क्लियर कट तो कोई कुछ बताता नहीं है।
कुछ नहीं बता
ना अभी तक बीजेपी ने अपना मैनिफेस्टो छापा है, ना इन्होंने कोई मैनिफेस्टो दिखाया अपनी साइट पे। 2014 की आम आदमी की साइट पे मैनिफेस्टो ऐसी तरह बातें गोल गोल घुमा देते हैं, किसी को समझ नहीं लगता क्या बोलते हैं। प्लीज आप भी अपना शो करो, हिंदी और पंजाबी में करो। जो आधी जनसंख्या हिंदुस्तान की उसको तो इंग्लिश आती नहीं इतनी
नहीं, लेकिन India Post Live is on the internet. The whole world is watching. We are currently English. We will definitely be doing Hindi also.
आपके बात समझ रहा हूँ मैं, ऐसे हमें तो 80-90% समझ आती है, बोलने में दिक्कत आती है।
80-90% समझ में
सवाल पूछा था।
Okay, I will increase my Hindi. I will increase. Aneet, I promise you I will increase my Hindi when we do political shows. It's time to wrap up now. Dr. Ilmi, thank you so much for joining us, and Mr. Somnath Bharti also, thank you so much. Aneet, it was a pleasure having you on our show. All of you, what do you have to say regarding the manifestos, the promises that have been made by both these parties? And also, is it fair to write off the Congress completely? Do they not exist, or could there be another surprise waiting for us? Well, we will know, of course, on the 10th of Feb. But whatever thoughts, queries, comments you have regarding the manifestos of both these parties, please feel free to write into us or post us your comments, your tweets. We will pass them on to Mr. Bharti and Dr. Ilmi as well. Thank you so much for joining us and watching the show. Thank you.